Welcome to your newest survival challenge, Ancient Egypt. With the help of some midwives, you have just been born. Let the trials begin. Your first look at the world is a breathtaking view of one of the most powerful empires to ever exist in the history of humankind, filled with incredible architects, mathematicians, I-am-smart scribes, and of course, thousands of slaves. All of them ruled over by the Pharaoh, who is basically the king and also the bridge between the humans and the gods. Can you survive in this awe-inspiring yet hostile kingdom? Let's find out. Like most of the population, you were born the child of a farmer, a master of hoes. When you grow up, it will be your job to till the soil and grow the crops to feed yourself and your family. For now, though, your only job is to find a source of some nice, scrumptious breast milk to drink. However, because of the lack of modern medical knowledge and technology, it was very common for ancient Egyptian mothers to die in childbirth. And your mom, well, let's just say she's looked better. So, what can you do to get food? Well, your dad can hire a wet nurse like this. "Excuse me, random lady, will you breastfeed my child?" "What? Dude, I don't even know who you are. Please, ma'am, my child is starving." "Why can't his mom do it?" She's, well, let's say she took her new job as mummy a bit too seriously. Anyways, all that milk you've been drinking has helped you grow up into a somewhat competent adolescent, and you're now old enough to start helping out on the farm. It's about time you learned about the Nile, the longest river on the planet, and the absolutely crucial role it plays in the survival of your civilization. After all, Egypt is the gift of the Nile, said Herodotus. Why do you always start conversations like that? You're so freaking weird, man. A year in ancient Egypt was divided into 3 seasons, known as Akhet, Peret, and Shemu, and each one represented a different period in the flooding cycle of the Nile River. During Akhet, the first season, the Nile would flood to its highest point, bringing with it lots of dark, rich, fertile dirt, perfect for growing crops. Problem is, it's underneath all that water. Not to worry, because during the next season of Peret, the Nile would recede again, leaving behind all that new dirt. This is when your job as a farmer truly begins. Finally, during Shemu, the Nile recedes to its lowest, driest state, and it's the perfect time to harvest all your new food. Yum, delicious. I love barley and onions. Oftentimes, you would have too much food to actually eat all of it yourself, so what you could do was bring what you've grown to the marketplace. Now, the one thing ancient Egypt has in common with my bank account is that money doesn't actually exist, at least not until the 5th century BC. You'll have to use those crops you grew to barter and trade with the barterers and traders at the market, and hopefully come back home with something worth more than all the food you gave away. Let's see what's for sale. Ooh, what's this? It's called a khopesh. What's a khopesh? It's a really cool sword. Wow, that's a really cool sword. Yep. Hey, would you trade it for 10,000 onions? Yeah, I'll trade it for 10,000 onions. Sick. Cool sword, you think, as you walk away from the market? Not like I'll ever get to use it. War, blood, and carnage time, baby! Whoo! You happen to be alive during Egypt's most prosperous and powerful period in history, known as the New Kingdom, and the pharaoh at the time, Hatshepsut, has just passed away. So, a new pharaoh by the name of Thutmose III has just been put on the throne. However, Egypt has many enemies, and they're all getting ready to test this new guy out in battle. Okay guys, the pharaoh is leading us to war any day now, and we need more soldiers. Hey, you, the guy with the brand new khopesh. Oh, my brand new khopesh? Yeah, I was just about to go put it on the wall right between the door and the chair with my dying father in it. Screw that, man. You're coming with us to war. The pharaoh himself leads you into battle to the city of Megiddo, where the king is staging a rebellion. Your mission, retake the city, don't die, and finally get some use out of your brand new khopesh. First, you actually need to get to Megiddo, and there are 3 roads leading into the city. 2 of them are nice, big, and easy to travel, great for an army. The third is narrow and dangerous and would require the army to travel in single file to use it. Furthermore, the pharaoh's generals are convinced that the enemy is waiting at the end of this road to ambush them as soon as they come through. Thutmose, Bless his little soul. Yeah. He took the narrow, dangerous road of certain doom. It took the army an entire day to travel along this road in single file. However, Egypt's enemies in Megiddo had expected the Pharaoh to take one of the easy routes, and so you and the army were able to take them by complete surprise. Thus, retaking the city was surprisingly easy. Afterwards, the Pharaoh had a talk with the rebel king of Megiddo. Hey man, I know you tried to rebel against Egypt and all that, but it's cool. Just don't do it again and no hard feelings, okay? Wow, really? Thanks, man. That's really cool of you. Oh, also, I'm kidnapping your kids, and if you do rebel again, I will kill them, so just don't rebel again. You and the army are on your way to the next city you need to conquer when suddenly you trip and fall on a sharp rock. Luckily, you are uninjured, except for that enormous injury. 'Tis but a flesh wound, you say, and carry on. Oh no, it's tomorrow, and that flesh wound is badly infected. You should probably cover that up and see a doctor. I'll do it later, you say, and continue on. Oh no, it's tomorrow again, and you're dead because of sepsis. What do your fellow soldiers do with your body? Most commoners like yourself couldn't afford to be mummified after death, but because of your prowess on the battlefield in Megiddo, you are afforded the special honor. Your body is taken to a special tent and washed by a team of priests, using a sacred wine and sacred water from the Nile. Your brain was never particularly useful to anyone during your lifetime, so you probably don't need it in death. It's time to stick a dirty rod with a hook on the end up through your nostrils and break up your brain into little bits, and then pour the liquefied brain soup back out through the many holes in your face. Next, the priest needs to take out all those gross, wet internal organs you used when you were alive. They cut open the left side of your body and, one by one, take out your lungs, stomach, intestines, and liver and place them into jars. They leave your heart because it's a special tool that will help you later when your soul finally makes its journey to the underworld. The priests then dry out your corpse to prevent rot and then stuff it with sawdust and linen cloth so that you're not just a skinny, empty bag. Finally, it's time to wrap you up. First, the priests wrap your toes and fingers individually in resin-soaked linen. Then, they wrap the rest of you. Next, they put a detailed painted mask on your face to help your soul recognize its body when it comes back to find you. This whole process takes about 2 months. Your mummified body is placed in its tomb, and at long last, it's time for your soul to make the difficult journey to the afterlife. If you can pass through all of the obstacles in the Duat, that is the underworld, you will reach a form of paradise known as the Field of Reeds, where you will be reunited with your dead parents and live for all eternity as a happy farmer. First, however, you need to pass through the underworld, a realm of dark caverns, lakes of fire, magical spells, and horrifying beasts. Oh, also, a serpent god named Apep will be lurking nearby at all times, waiting to swallow your soul if you fuck up. No pressure. Finally, you make it to the Hall of Truth, where 42 assessor gods are waiting. You must address each of these gods by name and declare a sin which you have not committed. If these gods judge you to be worthy, they will send you forth to your final test. You meet with the jackal-headed god of death, Anubis. He is the only thing standing between you and an eternity of paradise in the Field of Reeds. Well, him and the monster Ammit, a creature that is part crocodile, part lion, and part hippopotamus. Hey man, they took out all your organs before you came here, right? Yep, pulled them right out and put them in those weird jars, Anubis, sir. Still got your heart, though? Yep, right here. Cool, check this out. Anubis will weigh your heart against the feather of Ma'at. If your heart is lighter than the feather, it means it is pure, and you can continue to the Field of Reeds. However, if your heart is heavier than the feather, being weighed down by your sins, Ammit will devour your soul. Dang, man, looks like your heart's full of sin. That's unfortunate. No paradise for you. I don't understand. I lived a good life. There must be some mistake. Well, let's see. You worshipped the Pharaoh, you didn't pollute the Nile, you did hold open the door for that old lady that one time, so that was pretty good. Oh, you didn't subscribe. Subscribe? What does that mean? Ignorance? That's another sin. Amit, do your thing. Ah! And just like that, your soul is devoured, and you cease to exist forever.